Welcome back to Man from the Mist. Can you remember what compressor? Well, all the parts have come. What we're going to do today, we're going to quickly whip in all our gauges. I've bought as well a new drain tap for the bottom. So we're going to put new gauges in, put our connectors back on, put our capacitor back in and test it and see if it runs. If it runs, what I've done is, because the capacitor was bigger than the original, so what I've done is I've 3D printed a new box for the capacitor with the intentions of it sitting alongside this one. Well, that doesn't look very good, does it? So what I'm going to do, whip it all back together, pop the capacitor in here. If it fixes it and it runs, I'm going to take this box off. I'm going to do the measurements on it, and I'm going to 3D print a new one with this section a little bit longer this way, so the capacitor can fit back in on top of the motor, and we'll get it sorted. But at least we will know whether this capacitor fixes this compressor or not, won't we? Right, let's crack on. Right, the first thing we'll fit, our new drain plug. Nice shiny. The other one had getting damaged, either when I was transporting it or when somebody else has been transporting it, but for £6 it's worth doing it, isn't it? We'll put a bit of PTFE tape on it. There we go. A couple of wraps. Drain plugs under here. Yes, the end, the little screwy bit at the end had been snapped off, but the valve was still shut. But you then couldn't do anything to drain the water out of it. Right, drain valve in. Okay, right, we're going to start at this end. Got my regulator here. I'm not sure if this regulator works or not. It's very simple inside. If it doesn't work, then all we'll do is we'll pull the insides out of it, and it'll become simply a straight connector. Put a bit more. There's not a lot of room on these threads, but never mind. The tape on them, so we'll pop. I tell you what, we need to pop the gauge in first, don't we though? Because I had to, did I? Yes, I had to take those out. So this is a 50mm diameter 8th BSP 160 PSI pressure gauge. Put a bit of tape on it. We'll pop our pressure gauge in first, middle hole. Well, we'll try and make this look pretty so its pressure gauge is the right way up. One more turner, just to secure it. We'll put that one in there. Now we'll put these two. I was going to put the two Euro fittings together in this end, but I think I'll put that one in. Right, we'll pop this Euro fitting into this side here first. 19 mil. Now we haven't got a lot of space left here, which is why I had to take these out to get into the back of here. These threads mustn't be tapered. Right, a bit more of the old famous thread tape on there. We'll put a bit more on this one. Oh, I tell you, mate, it's not good on the old knees, this. As I say, if this regulator doesn't work, well, it'll not matter, because I'll make it a straight through connector, because all of my equipment has its own regulators on anyway. We'll get this all back together, get the belt on, and we'll give it a whiz. Fingers crossed here. Ow. Okay. Now, oh dear. Big pressure gauge. 63 mil, quarter BSP. Now, careful with this one. This one is glycerine filled. And it's to stop the needle from vibrating due to the vibration of the machine. So again, let's have a little bit of thread tape on. There we go. Size do I need for this? 9/16 again. So we'll pop this one into here. And again, let's see if we can get this looking pretty. Oh, this is going tight, nice, isn't it? Whoa! Compressor's on the wander. We'll leave it at that. Looking good. Last quick release fitting. And that goes into the end here. 19 mil for those ones. Takes longer to tape the bits, doesn't it? Right, we'll leave that at that. All we're going to do now, capacitor back in. I am hurrying a bit here, guys, because this camera is about to die. So I'm hoping that we're going to get all this done before it does die. Okay. Right, remember the sequence. Red and brown went together. Now I got these colours wrong last week. I said the grey was the primary winding. It isn't. Red is the primary, grey is the secondary. Grey is on its own. Put that on there. Red and live were together. I could do with a little squeeze. Just a touch slack. Just be gentle. Red and live, still not tight enough. Getting everything covered in dirt. That's better, that's a nice fit. Now, balance that on there for the moment. Belt on. That's what we need to do. I need to put my belt back on. Right. Tighten the motor frame back down to the frame. Belt's on good tension. 2 13mm spanners. One underneath. Now I bet you that bolt is a 14. No. Let's have a look. Right, so why doesn't... That's it. No, it is 13. And if this doesn't work after all this, well, you know what. Some you win, some you lose. I'm reaching there. I don't think I got that one. Okay, let's get it plugged in. See what happens. Let's get round the back. Hopefully, this is going to start, eh? Here's a way. 3, 2, 1. Right, so we've got the compressor bit of it fixed. Right, so the compressor side of it works. It's building pressure slowly. I think we need to take the safety valve off at the back and have a look, because I seen there was a lot of air coming out around here. Right guys, I'm pleased with that. Yous? Happy with that. It works. So now we can fix this box. We look at getting it tucked to bits here and here, and we will get it cleaned and painted and prepped so that it's nice and shiny. It's holding there, so we'll leave that and we'll see how long it holds that pressure for. Okay, right. As I say, now we're going to measure this up. We're going to print a new box for the top of here so this all fits in, screws down nicely on top, job done. Right, a couple of days later, and we'll explain why. This was the old connection box off the top, right? The top of the motor there. Now, if you remember, a new capacitor would have fit in the box if it wasn't for the lugs and the chassis mounting stud at the bottom. Now, I showed you the last time, and what I had done was I had made this box, hadn't I, with all intentions of just simply bolting this to the side of here, putting the new capacitor into this box and running the two together like that. And then I looked at it and I thought, that doesn't look very nice, does it? Plus, that's it, there's going to be a lot of weight, a lot of leverage on this side of the box here with the motor and the compressor vibrating. So I thought, why don't we just redraw that entire box, but just make this, the capacitor section here, 150mm long. New lid. Look a lot better, wouldn't it? Right. So that's what we did. Drew this up in freecad. I'll put a picture up here for you so you can see the drawing process of the lid and of the box. And I'll also put, after that, a couple of little pictures of this in the slicer program, getting ready to 3D print. And I printed these off on my little Ender 3 at home. And as you see, what a lovely fit that lid is. That the freecad program is a good little one. Even put the countersinks, 8mm countersinks on top of 4mm holes there. The only thing I had to do, I had to put a 4mm drill through these holes. I did print them at 4mm, but PLA has a habit of shrinking by roughly 2.5%, right? So the screws would have gone through, but it would have been tight, and I really wanted to have no pressure on these corners trying to burst out. 4mm tap down the little fillets, and the whole lot pops together. Okay, now, over the last couple of days while we've been doing this, I blew that up to near enough 100 psi the other day when we got it running, and it is still there or thereabouts. It's probably dropped maybe 1 or 2 psi, and we'll put it back together and there's no leaks. Over the moon with it. Right, let's get you moved around. Let's get set up on this and we'll start and put this back together, get it wrapped up, get it running. Working pressure on this according to the manual is 10 bar, 145, 148 psi, somewhere around there. That will see if we'll run it up to pressure the day without it exploding. Huh? Right, let's get you repositioned and we'll get sorted out. Okay, let's get our box mounted on here. Pass our wires through. Where's my glasses? Let's get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Oh. I'm replacing the original screws in here with these little 4mm countersinks. That freecad's a good program. It's amazing what you can once you learn how to use it. Bit of a tinker. This is made of PLA. Now, it's quite hard. The other box was ABS. So it might be that this box doesn't fare very well because it may be too brittle to withstand the vibrations. Whatever. But I've got the drones, I've got the programs and everything sorted. So if it doesn't, all I'll need to do is buy a roll of ABS and print this in ABS. But we'll see. It'll get its chance. These screws are just going into the aluminium fins. They're not going through into the engine case, the motor case itself. Let's just right, this other little screw here is for our earth connector. So let's get what bits that we need. Put our cable in with. We need that and we need that. Tell you what, we'll put that on the floor before it gets broken. Feed our cables through here. Put a little retainer on. And again, we've got to remember, haven't we? None of this needs to be torqued down to 1000 psi. Just lightly nipped to make sure that it doesn't come loose. Okay, I think the next thing we'll pop in is the earth connector onto that terminal. Let's get a screw. Pop the screw through the little eye. The screws came out of these two holes, for whatever reason, were corroded on the tops, not on the threads, but on the tops. Good, nice and firm. Now, thermal cutout for here, a circuit breaker. I've got my cushion on the floor because I'm getting old. Little circuit breaker goes in here. Now then, blue wire went to the top, black wire came to the bottom, such like. Now we'll pop that into position. Got a nice little disc which says push to reset circuit breaker. Just pop that on there. Again, this just needs to be held firm. That'll do. What have we got now? 3 wires. We can only have a capacitor left. Let's go across the terminals just to make sure there's nothing in it. Now if you remember, brown and red went together. It's not a very good. Let's give that a little bit of a squeeze. Okay, brown and red on the same terminals. Well, that's nice and tight now, isn't it? Nice. Brown and red. Grey went to the opposite side. Now, will it fit in with those, or will we have to massage the terminals a little bit? Because the original ones, remember when they came out, they were bent a touch, so things fitted in. Happy with that. Happy with that. Now, what I want to do as well, and I've got some little bits of padding cut. I want a little bit of padding just on the bottom of that screw, so it doesn't shake its way through the case. A little bit in there. I don't think we're going to need any else, are we? Right. Lid. Let's get my lid on. Lovely fit. 1, 2. I need to find a 5th one. It's a nice tight fit between the inner lip on the lid and that box. It's lovely. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. On a 5th one, I bought hundreds of these stainless steel M4 countersink heads when I was busy putting the new windows in my boat. And I got the rivet nuts to go with them. Okay, that's what in, all sorted out. As I say, that's down to around about 95 psi there. So I'm going to pop it back on now, plug it in, run it up a little bit more. I'm going to run this up. As I say, this working pressure on here is about 10 bar. I'm going to run it up to about 120 and leave it for a couple of days. Right, let's plug it in. Pressure switch off. Let's wind it up to 120. Coming up slowly there. I don't think this has got a very big CFM. Halfway up. Right, I think we're going to leave it at that for a couple of days, pressurized, see what happens. Looking good, looking good. We'll get the guard put on the back, get it all sorted out. Jobs are good, isn't it? Right guys, over the moon with that, back together, working. A little bit slow. This is a K9 pump. I've been trying to find some information on K9 pumps. You cannot. You just cannot find any information. K11 is the newest thing that's online. Having said that, I'm sure this is 21-year-old. I'm positive this is 21-year-old now. This end here, it has a quick connect fitting for a PCL fitting, which is the long thin bayonets, and I've got 2 Euro quick connects on this end. They are the high volume ones. That's all my kit's got high volume on, but I put that one back on there. It's unrestricted, that one, and I just thought I'd put it back on there, and just in case. I have got a couple of fittings for that, but I haven't got any attached to my gear because I put the high flow on because my little compressor was struggling. Right guys, thanks very much. As always, your time is greatly appreciated when you come to see us. I hope this has been useful to you. I know it's been useful to me, and I know this is going to be useful to me in the future because we're going to try it before long on that sandblaster, doing little jobs. Right, well that's it for today. And remember, as I always say, don't overthink it. It's just nuts and bolts. See you in the next one. Bye now.